from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome to Tobago Updates Morning Show. I am your host, Vanessa Ortiz. It is such a pleasure to be back on screen with you this morning. It is Monday, the 13th of July, and I'm joined in studio by my co-host, Alex Brown. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning to you too, Vanessa, and how are you?
I am well. As you rightfully say, I am in the land of the living. I am alive and well.
Indeed, it's a wet Monday morning. Viewers, good morning to you. We're hoping that whatever you're doing, you are safe and dry. Take good care of yourselves as we begin this morning show.
To those of you joining us on YouTube, Facebook, AMPLIA, Flow, and Digital, thank you for making Tobago Updates your #1 station. As we move further along into the programming this morning, we head on over to news in 90 seconds. Ainsley King has been re-elected Tuco president after securing 241 votes in Sunday's election, defeating Kurt Allen's 125 votes and Nikisha Duncan Charles' 11 votes. The election proceeded after High Court Judge Frank C. Prasad dismissed a last-minute legal bid by Allen to halt the poll over alleged irregularities. Following his victory, King thanked members and called for unity moving forward. Frustrated residents of Orange Hill are voicing their outrage over a severely neglected roadway. Community members explained that campaign promises to repair the road initially saw equipment arrive and work begin. However, the machinery was abruptly removed without explanation, leaving loose mud along the road. With the rain season advancing, residents are warning that the temporary material is washing away and wasting public resources, demanding immediate answers from authorities. And finally, Tobagonian pageantry standout Shanique Marslin has been crowned Miss Teed Universe Trinidad and Tobago 2026. The coronation event was held at La Vida Hotel Chauvin in Tobago. Marcelin, a former Scarborough Secondary School student, has enjoyed a rapid rise in local pageantry, previously making history as the youngest first runner-up at the Miss World Trinidad and Tobago 2025 competition. Her latest national title has sparked widespread celebration across her home communities of Canby and Mount Pleasant. And that's all for your news in 90 seconds. Tune in again at 6:30 p.m. for our full newscast. Alex, I'm always very excited when we hear about news of pageantry and our Tobago young women get given that opportunity to represent not just Tobago, but Trinidad and Tobago by extension. This is always such a great opportunity for young women to expand their horizons, step into leadership roles, see what is much bigger than them and how they can contribute to society and by large the world.
I have to take your word for it because there's not much that we hear about after the pageant. So a lot of what takes place, if you're not in a position where you get to talk to somebody who has been involved, you don't know much of what happens. But we take your word that there's a lot of exposure and opportunities for leadership. And of course, congratulations to anybody from Tobago who gets the opportunity to represent this entire country.
Indeed. We're moving on to our celebratory segment this morning. We're on to our birthday shout-outs this morning.
First up on the list is Lisa Jack. Happy birthday to you. It's a wet day, but a day that can provide you with as much beauty as this flower does. We hope that you have an exceptionally enjoyable birthday and that it begins for you a year of purpose and full of passion. Happy birthday to you.
Next up, we have Cindy and Leanda. Happy birthday to you from us here at the Tobago Updates family. Wishing you a very bright and beautiful day. In spite of the weather, please be sure to stay safe on the nation roads and just take some time out to self-reflect and spend time with those who love, cherish, and appreciate you.
Next is someone who is no stranger, legendary Luke. Happy birthday to you. legendary, the myth, the icon, Luke James Trim, our very own here Tobago updates, and we got this one right. We got it on the day. We've been having belated birthday greetings for our own members of staff. Well, happy birthday to you, Luke. We hope that you have an enjoyable day, and certainly that your year is going to be one that's full of realized purpose. Happy birthday.
And last but certainly not least, we have Biana Brebna. Happy birthday to you. Wishing you a great day today. I hope that smile extends into the rest of the day and into the rest of the week. And wishing you all God's richest blessings as your new year unfolds. And that's all we have for our birthday shout outs this morning. I want to say happy birthday to those of you who did not make it on our lineup, but I want to say happy birthday and be safe today. Viewers, we're on to our World Cup updates. We have been championing that cause throughout the World Cup series, and we have Marcus on air virtual with us to bring his updates for us.
Put all or some of your dividends on your shares and get up to 3 times the amount. Your loan would be extended to maintain the same installment. Promotion runs June 23rd to August 31st. Think, plan, save.
Good morning, Marcus.
Hi, good morning, guys. Good morning, guys. Say good morning to viewers of Tobago Updates Television. Indeed, a wet day. It's indeed a wet day, and I hope you guys are taking the time on the nation's roads, right? But yes, we are in the business end of the World Cup. We are now down to the final 4 teams, and interestingly, the final 4 teams scheduled to play the semi-finals. They are the top 4 teams based on the FIFA rankings. And now I read where FIFA would have actually made the brackets for the World Cup based on their predictions in terms of where the top 4 teams would end up. And at no point in time they wanted the top 4 teams to meet before the semi-finals. And we now have a situation where the top 4 teams, they have Argentina, of course, on top of the table, Spain in second, France in third, and England in fourth. They are scheduled to meet in the semi-finals that would start tomorrow. So we have 2 days without football. Yes, we're very disappointed, but we expect that tomorrow's first semi-final game featuring France and Spain. Some have said that this is actually the final, France and Spain, because coming into the World Cup, they have been labelled as favourites to win the World Cup, both France and Spain. And we have seen where both teams have been dominant in the group stages, then the round of 32, round of 16, quarterfinal, and now we are getting into the semi-finals. And of the matches played so far, 100 matches in total, 100 matches of 104, 288 goals scored thus far. I would love to see it get into 300 goals. I would have predicted before the tournament started a total of 345 goals, but nowhere close to that one, 288 goals. The way it started with 3 goals a match, I expected it to at least be at 300 this time around, but obviously getting into the knockout stages, teams close up shop and they got very, very tight with their defense. Surprisingly, in the quarterfinal matches, none of the games actually went to penalties, and the games were decided in regulation time and 2 games in extra time. And talking about those games, just to give back a recap of the games, the quarterfinal games, we had France. They defeated Morocco by 2-0 last Thursday to book their spot in the semi-finals. We had Spain defeating Belgium, a very exciting game. Spain winning there by 2-1 last Friday, and a double-header on Saturday. We had Norway, the dark horses. I mean, some persons had them at a dark horse to win the World Cup. They were edged out by England 2-1. Jude Bellingham scoring a double to take England into the semi-finals. And then we had Argentina versus Switzerland. Argentina eventually winning that game by 3-1. But I don't think the end result, the final result, actually demonstrated how that game was. It was 1-1 and ended up going to 3-1 in extra time. And Argentina, they have been stretched thin in their last 3 matches, first against Cape Verde, then against Egypt, and now against Switzerland. And the concern is if they have the legs to take on a team like England, desperate for a title since 1966, and they have found a way, England, to get into that semi-final, because I think they went they went unnoticed leading up to the quarterfinals. I think that game against Mexico actually had persons looking at England, defeating Mexico in Mexico and now getting the better of Norway 2-1 to book their semi-final spot. Is going to be an interesting matchup against Argentina in Wednesday's second semi-final game. So the first semi-final game tomorrow, France versus Spain. I'm not too sure how that one will go, guys, but obviously the overwhelming favorites to win that one will be France, having one of the leading goal scorers with Mbappe. So far, 8 goals joint with Lionel Messi. It's going to be interesting to see that one play off, because France, they are second with the most amount of goals in the World Cup so far with 16, Argentina and 17, but they are going up against a team very stingy, only 1 goal conceded in all of the World Cup games thus far, that's Spain. So attack versus defense, tomorrow we're going to see what's happening there, and then on Wednesday we have Argentina taking on France. Both teams have been conceding goals. Argentina 7 goals, and of course England on 5 goals. So I'm looking forward to the semi-final matches. Who's going to take the trophy? You gotta wait until Sunday to find out, Alex.
We still need to know whose jersey you're wearing. You came here on Friday. We were looking forward to see that. we still trying to figure out which bandwagon you hopped onto, Marcus.
I don't think he wants to tell us until...
I thought about it very hard, right? To do a Sunny Bling, sign up that bandwagonist form. But I said, Marcus, nah, that's not you. I support a team. My team is home safely. I'm not going to support good football, and I'm not going to just come and analyze the games and, of course, try to bring the facts to the viewers of Tobago Updates Television.
I continue to be worried about all the controversies that are now part of this particular edition of the World Cup. And what do you think is likely to be the next step for FIFA? Now we're seeing that Argentina, while the public commentary says one thing, Argentina no longer seems to be, at least by public opinion, the favored team. But what do you think would be FIFA's next steps, given the latest developments, decisions by referees and all that? How do you think FIFA is going to recover all of its or any at all of its public respect ahead of the next World Cup, or probably ahead of any other major competition?
That's an interesting question, yeah, because from the looks of it, the next World Cup may well be. We may well have up to 64 teams. 64 teams. Last World Cup we had 32. This one we had 48. And seeing the conversation already from President Infantino and from FIFA itself that they are looking to expand the World Cup to 64 teams. Now, you have seen the success of Cape Verde and what the World Cup has done for them. In terms of tourism and all these different things. So the World Cup is the place to be. And FIFA, obviously, with their PR spin, they'll want to include other nations. And if it is that you have nations, or you give a nation the opportunity to play at the World Cup, who's going to stop them from supporting you when it comes to voting? So, I think that's going to be their next move, and controversial move, because some confederations, they don't subscribe to it. They think it's going to be a watered-down version of the World Cup, and the World Cup should only have the best nations. But FIFA, they are basically saying that the World Cup is for everybody. So that's probably their way of kind of mitigating all the negativity coming out of the World Cup. But I think the conversation around Argentina and FIFA, not FIFA, but the referees supporting them, kind of die off in that sense, because they are seeing an Argentine team very tired, and they have somehow found a way to get themselves into a semi-final game. And some people are saying that it's going to stop at the semi-final against England, because England look fresher and a bit fitter to go deeper. But FIFA, Alex, they have been out here how many years? The next World Cup, they're going to be celebrating 100 games. In fact, 100 years of World Cup football. Right, and they're gonna be doing it big. So I can't see the negativity standing very long. Just like in Trinidad and Tobago, we have a 9 days syndrome here that is gonna last for 9 days and let's blow over. So FIFA, biggest organization in the world when it comes to sport, they're gonna find a way to get the public back on their side.
All right, thank you, Marcus, for coming and sharing your perspectives, and certainly we look forward to the next 2 days of semi-final games as we head into the World Cup finals on Sunday. Thank you and have a great day.
Same to you guys.
Welcome Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence and service reigns supreme. Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces. At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style. Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business. Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships, it's about you. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
Yes, viewers, there you have it. Marcus giving us his World Cup update. But Alex, what do we have in store for viewers this morning on the rundown?
An interesting lineup. We're talking first of all about a High Court ruling that involves Deputy Chief Secretary Dr. Faith Brebner. We'll talk about that, and certainly we'll talk later on with the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. We'll discuss tips for the holidays. We're continuing to do our best to make sure that our young people are safe while school is out, and that the decisions they make along with their parents is going to be in everyone's best interest. It's not only for them and for their parents, but it's for the well-being of the society as well. So we'll talk with the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service about vacation tips for our teens and our young people.
And there you have it, viewers. Stay right here on Tobago Updates while we bring you all these conversations. But remember to share the light, share the light, share the light.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
Tobago, are you ready to celebrate culture, color, and creativity? Then make Heritage Haven books and things your first stop this Heritage Festival. Step into a world of vibrant African wear, handcrafted accessories, unique gifts, local authors, and inspiring books for every age. Whether you're dressing for the festivities or searching for something special, Heritage Haven has something just for you. Heritage Haven books and things where culture comes alive. Visit us today at the Scarborough Esplanade and discover treasures. Celebrate culture where read it, live it.
Coming up, Barbados kicks off festival season with Crop Over, where you can live like a local. Moments of discovery and joy during Culinary Month in Antigua and Barbuda. Find that hero within you. As these women of vision share their stories of success, Caribbean Passport TV, your guide to what's happening in the region, here on this station.
As small Caribbean islands, we do need to remember that we can't do it individually. The Caribbean needs to work as a whole. From something as simple as pool procurement of medicine or pool procurement of equipment, to sharing training, to having centers of excellence in different islands. Working together as one, we can become giants.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Nice.
If I have
have to call a supervisor one more time to sign off on a customer because their financials are in a mess. I will scream.
Hey, don't scream in a bank. That have lockup in it.
It's either they're not registered properly, or you know what? We could just forget about annual returns, right?
Compliance is a bad word to most of them. All your compliance out of here. But let me eat.
What is wrong with Trinbagonians? I mean, it has so much help they could get out there.
Well, you know, Trinis, we don't like to spend we money.
But you know what? Be comfortable with losing we money. That make it any financial
What people should do is call Anderson in Trinidad and Tobago.
Wait, what? Anderson in Trinidad and Tobago?
Anderson in Trinidad and Tobago Tax and Accounting Services. Yeah, they offer help from registering your business to filing your tax. My lunch is over.
Wait, tell me more.
No, go and scream in the bank. You go and scream in the bank.
No, Antoine, don't get one sooner.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome back to Tobago Updates Morning Show. In studio with us, we have Dr. Faith Brebner. She's the Deputy Chief Secretary at the Tobago House of Assembly and also the Secretary with the responsibility for the Division of Health, Wellness and Social Protection. Good morning and welcome to you.
Hi, good morning and thanks for having me. One quick correction, health and wellness, social protection, though it was my baby, is no longer with my division. I know, I miss them too.
And in light of that, that takes me straight into the next question as you were speaking about restructuring. The Tobago Regional Health Authority has been pursuing restructuring of its organizational framework. What is driving that restructuring and how will the average Tobagonian actually benefit from these changes rather than simply seeing another administrative exercise?
That's a lovely question. So you started with the Tobago Regional Health Authority, but I would go even further and speak about the restructuring that happened at the Division of Health and Wellness and then speak about what's happening at the TRAG. So at the Division of Health and Wellness, as you know, as I said before, social protection is no longer with us. So we are focusing primarily on the health services, which is really oversight of what happens at the Tobago Regional Health Authority. And the other side of it is focusing on what happens at public health, because, you know, we still have to do with the garbage collection and food safety and those things. So we have those big things that were already happening that we are strengthening. But we included some brand new components within the division that I think are critical for us to talk about. The first is a department of wellness, prevention and health promotion. And that is huge because what that aims to do is to prevent people from having to go into the TRAG, from having to go to the hospitals or to the health center. So that focuses quite a bit of getting people the kind of knowledge that they need to be able to make the lifestyle changes to prevent them from getting the diseases, you know, the hypertension, the diabetes, which are really the diseases that are driving our citizens into the healthcare system and really overwhelming our hospitals and health centers. So that is one of the big changes that we've been doing since January. It's quiet. You may not have heard a lot about it, but that is because that group is mandated to do several things. One, they've actually been trying to collate the data to see what really are the illnesses that are affecting us on the island. When we know what the illnesses are, by the way, finding that data is kind of difficult. So I will talk about another thing that we're doing to get to finding that data. So their mandate is to get the data collated. Now that we know what is killing us, what is making us sick, work through strategies to get people to not get sick in those diseases and then to implement. So they are really doing a whole lot of work in the background. You're not hearing from them, you're not seeing them just yet, but they're doing that work. One of the projects that we collaborated with over the weekend actually was with the Cancer Society of Trinidad and Tobago, where we partnered with them for their 5K, but this was a 5K with a difference. If you ran the 5K, you would recognize that part of the registration process included you doing a pre-test, because we wanted to get a sense of how much you actually know about this disease or these diseases that you are running for. And as we went along, you would see at the markers, the 1K, 2K, 3K markers, there were different messages that we were encouraging you. Look, read, internalize, and let's ensure that if you don't have cancer, that you know what to do to prevent yourself from getting it, or from getting, or to get screened and to diagnose very early. So that's one end, that's that one department. The other department that we started implementing is really a workforce wellness department, because the people who are doing the work in the background, they need to be healthy to be able to take care of you, to be able to function, to be able to actively do what we are paying them to do. So there's an entire unit again that is working through identifying from the ground what are the areas that our workforce needs help with. Do they want counseling? Do they need counseling? Where are the weak points? What are the things that are stressing them? How can we treat with that? And how can we roll out programs to not just do AAP, which is in essence looking what happens after you are in trouble and we coming in to help you, but what do we need to do to prevent you from getting to that point? And
just permit me to interrupt you, because I want to hear more about that. Often you hear in the workplace, take your time, and if you drop down, they're replacing you tomorrow. And there's often this sense that the employer doesn't care too much about an employee. So I want us to hear some more about that, because it's going to help to adjust the mindset of somebody who goes into work, instead of thinking that nobody cares about me, thinking now that, okay, I am seen, I am cared about.
Exactly, and that is why even that unit has been quietly doing background work. So they have been going to each component. So even the sanitation workers who are out there, and you know, we may not be able to reach them, they have been meeting with them and saying, oh gosh, what do you really want? How can we help you do your job better? Full disclosure, I have been whispering, and I'm whispering it here, that maybe we need a couple massage chairs in the division. Whisper, hint, yes. And you know, because it is stuff like that that really helps the worker to be the best worker that they can be. And so that unit is very small, but they have again been hitting the ground, doing the background work, so that when we are really ready to roll out programs, it is based on evidence, it is based on us really understanding what is happening on the ground. Now, the other part which I started speaking about has to do with how we really collect data in Tobago. So one of the things we've been working on is a Tobago Public Health Observatory. What does that mean? It is a mechanism for us to collect all data that affects someone's health, bring it all in a central space, do the analysis of that, and then say, okay, this is what the data is telling us, this is what we need to do. I can then, as secretary, say to the TRHA, these are the programs we need you to actually run in your hospitals or in the health center, because this is what the data is actually saying. We can get from public health, these are the areas that actually have the mosquitoes, so we know how to treat with that. We can get from the police, these are the areas where we're seeing the most accidents, because they end up in the hospitals too. So what do we need to do as an island to prevent this corner from having those many, that many accidents and so forth? So it really is a space where we can collate all of that data and then make real informed decisions.
I know you spoke about the preventative aspect of the healthcare staff and ensuring that we do things before it gets to a situation where we have to do serious intervention. Is this initiative also going to be rolled out within the other divisions within the THA?
So my aim is to, sometimes you need to show that something works and do kind of like a pilot. And that is really what we're doing at the Division of Health and Wellness, showing that this really is a model that can work, allow us to make the mistakes in the division first as well, figure out what the real answer is, figure out what the fixes are, and then we can roll it throughout. But it is something that I am talking with my colleagues about as well, to say, okay, let's see how this works here, and then we could push it in the other divisions as is needed. And definitely it would be needed. But the other thing you were speaking about, which is the question you started with, was the restructuring that is happening at the Tobago Regional Health Authority, because of course the Division of Health and Wellness is the THA arm that has oversight over the Tobago Regional Health Authority, which is the entity that provides health care service, where you actually go to the health centers and the hospitals. Now we are reworking that as well. So for example, what is happening now is our primary health system, meaning the health centers, the doctors, the nurses, all of the other auxiliary staff there are working through a process that would allow us to get more detailed services or in-depth services at the health centers, so that most of them are not, if you really think about it, a lot of them are closed most of the times, and really it's only the big three that are continually available with doctors and so forth. What they're working through is to strategize the level of support you can get from the older, more professional doctors, or the ones who've been there for a while. Some of the newer doctors that are coming out, they may be at a little lower level, what the nurses could actually do. So when you go to the health centers, our aim within the next couple months, within the next year or so, is for you to be able to see that you get an enhanced kind of service at the health centers, which then prevents you from having to go to the two hospitals. So primary care is being reworked and restructured in a way to prevent you from having to go to the hospitals.
And I think that would be a great initiative as well, because we still have quite a number of individuals on the island of Tobago, and not just Tobago, by extension the world, who are terribly afraid of the hospitals and having to go there for treatment, especially when we think about long waiting times and the procedures, and sometimes you have to come back because there is something that is not operational there.
Exactly.
So I think that restructuring would work for all benefit here on the island of Tobago.
Permit me to ask a question as dear to me with primary care.
Certainly.
For quite some time, Charlottesville has been without a health center. That's the place that made me. What is the status currently, and how soon can Charlottesville look forward to a functioning health center again?
So, Mr. Brown, I should have known that coming here, you would have asked about that. Thank you. So Charlottesville is actually currently being worked on. So Charlottesville was one of those health centers that was designed to be an enhanced health center, meaning you can get more there than what you would normally get at the other health centers. The same thing happens at Canaan, Bacalet, and well, Roxborough is now a hospital/health center, so that works itself out. So Charlottesville is being worked on right now. Basically, you know what happened with Charlottesville? We started doing some work. I got a status report of what was done. I kind of went up and see what was there, and I said to the TRH, I'm not satisfied and I need more. I need more to be done to this health center. I know what we probably spoke about initially, because we have cost constraints and that kind of thing, was a little sprucing up and that kind of thing, but I think I need more than just a little sprucing up. So they've done quite a bit of work on the ground floor, which is where the clinical part of it usually happens, but we have to now work on the upper floors, which is where public health was, and immigration and customs and so forth, so that when you come to Charlottesville, you actually have it's more like a wellness center when you come to Charlottesville.
So we're taking back those spaces?
So I am not going to have the conversations that I have privately or publicly when I kind of threatening people to put them out of my health center and all kind of thing. But we are going to work through what is the best place for those facilities to be, given that, for example, immigration really should be closer to the sea, where the ships are actually coming in. We're going to work through those things. We're working through those things. But Charlottesville Health Center is actually going to be handed back to the people of Charlottesville and neighboring communities before, I don't like to give deadlines, They are actually telling me that this could be done in a couple months, so I don't want to give a deadline just yet, but it will be handed back before the end of this year. I think
that's a fair enough response.
Yeah.
Now we're going to shift a little bit to digitization.
Yeah.
This has been something that is a part of the TPP blueprint as well in terms of moving Tobago forward. Healthcare systems around the world are embracing the whole aspect of digitization. Where is Tobago in that journey, and what aspects of healthcare are currently being digitized or modernized?
Right. So, healthcare is... Yes, we are heading in the direction of digitization, and it is where we have to go. As a matter of fact, as we do the build out of the Public Health Observatory, we are planning that when it starts, it is a digital format that is used for that. But that means, for example, the data that comes from the TRHE needs to be in a digital format. The data that comes from everywhere else needs to be digital. So then that goes back to what is happening at the Tobago Regional Health Authority. There's actually a team right now that meets, well, I'm not sure how often they meet, but they meet to work through the nitty-gritty of what it takes to get the Tobago Regional Health Authority to get to the point where when you go to the health center or when you go to the hospital, the doctor or the nurse or the whoever that's dealing with you is no longer writing on a piece of paper. Now, that is going to take quite a bit of effort. It is going to take quite a bit of resources, and I always joke with the CEO because the TRHA, whenever they start talking in tens of millions of dollars is their baseline. No matter what it is that it costs them $10 million, right? So we are now working through what is currently digital. By the way, if you recognize, if you go to the pharmacy with your script, even if your script is written, the pharmacist is on the laptop or on the computer pulling it up, and they could tell you, you had this medication last week, why are you coming back this week for it? It shouldn't be done just yet. So that is already digital. When you go to the lab, the results and so forth is already in a digital format. And there's one other area that is already digital that needs to then fit into the larger thing. If you go to A&E, you would recognize that the initial side of A&E is now also digital. So they are collecting the registration when you go in. That collection is also now being digital. The part that needs to be worked out is when you go to the wards and when you go, how do we get that part digital? So that is where that team is working right now to get us to there.
All right, Dr. Brebner, we take a short break. When we come back, we continue the discussion on digitization of the TRHA and how that will improve the services for Tobagonians. Viewers, stay with us. We'll be right back, and remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Coming up, Barbados kicks off festival season with Crop Over, where you can live like a local. Moments of discovery and joy during Culinary Month in Antigua and Barbuda. Find that hero within you. As these women of vision share their stories of success, Caribbean Passport TV, your guide to what's happening in the region, here on this station.
As small Caribbean islands, we do need to remember that we can't do it individually. The Caribbean needs to work as a whole. From something as simple as pooled procurement of medicine or pooled procurement of equipment, to sharing training, to having centers of excellence in different islands. Working together as one, we can become giants.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Tobago, are you ready to celebrate culture, color, and creativity? Then make Heritage Haven books and things your first stop this Heritage Festival. Step into a world of vibrant African wear, handcrafted accessories, unique gifts, local authors, and inspiring books for every age. Whether you're dressing for the festivities or searching for something special, Heritage Haven has something just for you. Heritage Haven books and things where culture comes alive. Visit us today at the Scarborough Esplanade and discover treasures. Celebrate culture where read it, live it.
Nice.
If I have to call a supervisor one more time to sign off on a customer because their financials are in a mess, I will scream.
Hey, don't scream in a bank. That have lockup in it.
It's either they're not registered properly, or you know what? We could just forget about annual returns, right?
Compliance is a bad word to most of them. All your compliance out of here. But let me eat.
What is wrong with Trinbagonians? I mean, it has so much help they could get out there.
Well, you know, Trinis, we don't like to spend we money.
But you know what? Be comfortable with losing we money. That make it any financial
What people should do is call Anderson in Trinidad and Tobago.
Wait, what? Anderson in Trinidad and Tobago?
Anderson in Trinidad and Tobago Tax and Accounting Services. Yeah, they offer help from registering your business to filing your tax. My lunch is over.
Wait, tell me more.
No, go and scream in the bank. You go and scream in the bank.
No, Antoine, don't get one sooner.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. Rooted in connection, driven by community. It's who we are and the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people, and its progress. And today, we're going even further. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Thank you for staying with us, viewers. We continue conversations with Dr. Faith Brebner, Secretary for Health and Wellness, as well as Deputy Chief Secretary to the House of Assembly. Before we went to break, Dr. Brebner, you were telling us about the digitization and how some of our departments in the TRH have already been digitized. Are we seeing, or is there, in tandem with the digitization of the individual sections, work to, how do you say, link those, so that you were mentioning that we're moving towards digitizing what is happening on the wards in the hospitals? Is there work towards putting this all together? So if I was hospitalized last year and I'm feeling unwell this morning and I go to a health center, somebody can find those records, make a link and say, okay, let's follow up from here to see whether this has anything to do with that.
That is a critical part of the process. The aim is not just in Tobago. So if you go to Charlottesville and then you go to Canaan and then you end up in Roxborough Hospital, the system will know that this is a patient that has just moved through 3 different locations within the system. But we want to actually do it to the point where even if you go to Mount Hope, because for some reason we can't treat with you in Tobago, or you fall sick in Trinidad, that they will be able to say, oh yeah, this person is not a brand new person. We have a medical history of this person as well. So when I say the team is working together, the team is pulling itself together to be able to do all of that. And in addition to that, what we are ensuring that we do is treat with the issues about who can see your data, for example? Because, you know, we see, once you start saying digitization, you're thinking that maybe the little cleaner could pull up your files. No, 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 no. We are going to ensure that that does not happen, so that the right protections internally are happening to ensure that the doctor who is seeing your file is the doctor that needs to see your file, for example. But they're also working through the security aspect of it, external security, to ensure that the data that we have on the system is protected, so that external people also can't get into the system, can't hack the system, and so forth. That's why the technical people are there, and those are the details that they are working through, so that when we really roll it out, we can do it efficiently.
Now let's talk workforce readiness. We're going to be implementing new technologies within this space, and it also means that our staff also needs to be updated and be up to par with the new technologies that we would be introducing. How is the division ensuring healthcare professionals are equipped to work with an increasingly digital healthcare environment?
So we are doing this from the ground up. A couple of weeks ago, for example, so part of what we are also digitizing is public health and the public health functions. Part of that is already digital. If you need, for example, your plan, but that is part of the planning component. Your plan has to be digital for public health to look at it, to then approve your plan and so forth. The other components, though, we've started working with the man on the ground. So a couple of weeks ago, the IT manager and a couple of his staff actually started working with the various entities in public health, saying, okay, this is what we're planning to do. When you are applying for a food badge, you would soon be able to do that digitally. What are the steps that you normally do by paper that we can make digital? Let's look at the public health regulations relating to this, because we want to ensure that after we do it digital, we are not breaking any laws and you still have a valid food badge, for example. And so we're going through the steps with everybody, saying, okay, this is part of the process, this is the end game that we are heading to, but we want us collectively to work on getting to that end game. So what we are not doing is saying in a little room, we are digitizing this, digitizing that, doing it, and then coming to the staff and saying, hey, no, we're not doing that at all. We are saying, let's work together. We will be doing the beta testing and so forth. You tell us what works. You tell us honestly. And I actually said to the staff, if you know for a fact that this thing that I'm telling you is not going to work, let me know. Let us have the conversation. Let us have the banter back and forth. And we will then figure out where is the middle ground to make sure that it works. We may have to switch it out completely if that is what it takes. But we are walking with you to get to the point of everyone being ready by the time it actually becomes live.
We often have in exercises like these a particular segment that is resistant to change. There would be some people who would tell you, I'm not into the technology, I'm too old, and I'm not necessarily pointing fingers at our more mature staff, but sometimes you hear me, I'm too old to go and fight up with computer. Have we seen any of that, or so far at least, or is everybody embracing the idea of technology?
So we are seeing a little bit of it, and that's why we're starting the conversation, because there are people who are telling us, well, this part cannot be digitalized, and then we ask why. What would you? So we actually have the full conversation so that we get to the point where we agree, and in some cases they may be correct. So, for example, for the food badge, one of the things that they do is, in essence, look at you to see if you look sick. Because remember, you're treating with foods. We may not be able to do that effectively in a digital space, so we may have to work through that. Even though the rest of the process is digital, we still have to have a one-on-one, face-to-face conversation at some point for me to make sure that you're not sick, or you're not looking sick, or you're not obviously sick, kind of thing, as we go forward. And those are the kinds of conversations we are actually having with the staff, so that we get to the correct answer. The correct answer may not be digitization for a particular segment, but having the conversations and having the honest conversations is, I think, what will move us from that standpoint as being a finality to we working together on this.
Now we're shifting a bit to building capacity. One of the greatest ways for us to continue to develop and progress on the island of Tobago is that exchange of knowledge within regional spaces and international expertise coming here to the island of Tobago. Now, Tobago recently hosted the Caribbean College of Surgeons, and their international expertise and their regional expertise were brought to the island of Tobago. Now, beyond showcasing Tobago, which is always such a great thing, what tangible benefits has that conference delivered for our healthcare system, and also in terms of that exchange between our local expertise and the regional expertise as well?
Before you answer, I just have to let the viewers know how excited you got off camera. So this is something that really excited the secretary. So.
Yes. So I mean, as you said, we are talking about exchanging knowledge and exchanging expertise. The Caribbean College of Surgeons held their 24th, I think it was. I can't remember the number. Annual. So every year they go to a different country to hold their annual conference. This is the second time they've come to Tobago. Let me say that they have said that this may be the best conference they've ever had.
I saw snippets of the end of the conference at, I believe it was Anchors.
So what we did, it was several days of activities. The first day, which was critical, the surgeons actually went into the Scarborough General Hospital and performed surgeries. They were not detailed, intense surgeries. They were day surgeries, very close veins, some of the issues relating to diabetic feet and so forth. But what was critical about that was the surgeons from the Caribbean were working hand in hand with the surgeons at the hospital. But in addition to that, we were able to set up an actual live viewing. So other staff from the TRHA were able to sit in a conference room and actually watch them have the surgeries. You know, we just only said that on TV, right? Yeah, we did that. We did that. Thanks to the staff at the TRHA, thanks to the staff, the medical chief of staff, Dr. Caroline Solomon, and the entire team that worked with the surgery department there. It was a phenomenal thing. And then they went into the typical things that you would think of as a conference, people presenting papers and so forth. But we also wanted to ensure that they enjoyed Tobago, because we saw this as a tourism component as well, because the surgeons came, but they also came with their families, their wives and husbands and children came as well. So I had an entire team working together with tourism to work through an entire packed schedule, so that when the surgeons inside doing very boring stuff, the families are outside going all over the place, looking at our sites and so forth. And we actually had a non-traditional welcome reception, and that non-traditional welcome reception was down at Mount Turvin Bay, where we had them come in and we had their experience, in essence, what may be a mini heritage. They experienced that there, and so that is what you saw that night, that everybody was totally enjoying themselves. But they enjoyed themselves that night, went back into the conference day, the wives and other families went driving around, they went to Nylon Pool, and they did all of the traditional things. So we were able to marry the two things, where we learned, we gained, patients actually benefited, because I think they did 14 surgeries, so 14 patients benefited, and they all want to come back.
Well, that's something that often we kind of miss in terms of how opportunities can be married, as it were. What do we look forward to in the future? There was an article I read in newspapers about the TRH and the THA planning to do something that creates this place as a destination for particular, and I don't want to say it, I want you to say it. So tell us what is what we can look forward to in terms of tourism and health.
So, okay, so, maybe a year or two ago, when my name was said publicly, because the Tobago Regional Health Authority, for example, purchased the property that is next to the hospital, the Palms, which is the property that has maybe 5 or so villas, and I don't know what a claim I was buying the villas them to do, but this is what this is what we purchased the villas for. One will become an oncology center. Because we have an oncology unit that is up at Old Fort, bursting at its seams, and we want to be able to provide services so that people outside of Tobago needing oncology services can actually come to Tobago and swipe their card.
That's an important factor.
Swipe the card, yeah. That is the important factor. Swipe the card so that they can actually use the services. We are also building out there a in essence, it's a rehabilitation kind of center. So places where the physiotherapists and the occupational therapists and those people, again, designing it in a way that other people who may want to come to Tobago to recuperate can come here, swipe your card again, so that you can recuperate on this island. We are working on bringing a larger hyperbaric chamber to Roxborough. So again, we've actually had people, I'm not sure if Tobagonians though, we've actually had people fly to Tobago to use our hyperbaric chamber and swipe the card.
I want to stick something there because I've been reading some stuff, and I'm not a medical expert, but I've been reading some stuff that suggests that hyperbaric treatment can be used for far more than normally we do. Are we looking at expanding what we can offer so that we bring more people? And we talk often about bringing more people, but are we also looking at extending those additional services to residents, as opposed to probably the traditional types of treatment?
We definitely are. As a matter of fact, maybe I need to say it, but everything that I am speaking about in terms of our health service, we are doing it for residents, knowing that we are doing it at such a high standard that foreigners would be willing to pay to get it as well. So our primary focus is the 70,000 of us who are living on the island, ensuring that they get the best health care possible, but the best health care possible would then be attractive for others to come and get that health care as well. And let's look at what's happening with the cataract surgeries, for example, at Roxborough. What we've done there is have a contract with an external entity that actually comes in every couple months, knocks out, listen, when they sit there and they do like 30 surgeries a day. So you come in, you get the screening, you get the pre-op kind of thing, you come in, you do your surgery, and then 2 or 3 days after you come back. The actual doctors and so forth, they are literally just here for a week, knocking out the surgeries while the auxiliary staff is here before and after. And I have gotten complaints almost that we're doing it in Tobago and we're not allowing others to come and get it done.
That's a good complaint to have, right?
It is a very good complaint to have. It is a very good complaint to have. So we are looking at all of those different types of models to see, okay, this is what we can offer here, but we are doing it at such a high standard that others are saying, yeah, let's probably go to Tobago to get it done in the future.
Now, as we wrap up the interview this morning, time has flown really quickly. Yes, it's that time already.
I ask some other things to you.
I had more to ask as well, but I'm going to wrap up with this question. If we are having this conversation a year from now, or maybe 2 years from now, what 3 milestones would you hope the Division of Health could point to as evidence that healthcare in Tobago is moving forward in the right direction?
3 years from now, one, the wait time at accident and emergency will be ridiculously reduced. We've already started working on that by reworking how triaging is done at the Scarborough General Hospital. So before you used to go sit down and wait until you are seen, now as soon as you show up, there is a doctor and a nurse there to look at you to determine whether we can see you immediately, whether you can go to the other side, which is a lower level accident and emergency care, get that quickly, whether you could sit down outside and wait a little bit, or whether you need to go inside now. That is already happening right now, and that has already reduced the wait time a bit. So I expect that to come down. They are actually monitoring where we know what time you get there and what time you leave, so that we could actually say, yes, we know this person was there an hour or 3 hours, or Heavenly Father, 8. That's one of the things that we are looking at. But by the way, we are reworking the entire emergency management process as well, where we look through how we respond to emergencies collectively from the time you call to say you need an ambulance to the time you leave A&E. There's an actual team right now working through how we manage that and how we improve that process from beginning to end. So that's one of the areas that I hope we would see. I am hoping that we would also see more people being active with wellness types of activities, where we may not necessarily see the results just yet in 2 to 3 years in terms of the reduction of the diabetes and heart disease and so forth just yet, because that is more of a long-term response. But we are hoping to actually know that more people are actively exercising, more people are actively, eating better or trying to eat better, or are conscious of the fact that dasheen and yam, even though they are complex carbs and they are healthier than maybe the white rice, when we talk about eating vegetables, we are not talking about dasheen and yam.
And a whole plate full of it.
And a whole plate full of it. Exactly. So there is that side. In 2 to 3 years, we should also be able to have the data out of the Public Health Observatory that starts to tell us how many diabetics we actually really have on the island. How many cancer patients and what levels do we actually have on the island. So I think in 2 to 3 years, those are 3 things that we would be able to say, yes, these are changes that we've actually seen and these are improvements that we've made.
Dr. Faith, we want to thank you so much for coming on this morning and sharing with us things we may not have been privy to here in the public space. And we want to wish the division and by extension the collaboration with the TRHE, that continued collaboration in ensuring that Tobago's residents and by extension those who are coming in internationally and regionally to experience what we have here to offer in healthcare system here on the island of Tobago.
Thank you, and thank you for having a lovely conversation this morning.
It's been our pleasure.
Viewers, stay right here. Up next, we have GMT. Remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
I've heard of this OCS Vacation Employment Program through social media, right? I signed up for the program hoping to be enrolled to get greater insights into the operations of the Office of the Chief Secretary, seeing that this office is essentially the premier office of all the divisions across the Tobago House of Assembly. I hope that at the end of this program I will be able to gain greater skills that will help me in the long run. Seeing that I would be completing my A-level studies at Bishop's High School just now, going into university pretty soon. I hope that this program will give me the necessary skills and develop me as a young person as I go into university and the world of work.
Remember when July-August vacation finally arrived? It meant freedom, no school, no homework, just fun. Those moments will always be special, but as time change, so do the opportunities. Today, our teenagers can use their vacation to do more than make memories. They can build their future.
We are genuinely excited to have you. Yes, we are truly grateful to host you for the next 2 months of the 2026 Vacation Employment Program. This program promised to be a fulfilling exchange, not just for you, but for us as well. We too will gain valuable experience as public officers from you being here. I have always believed that there is so much power when different generations are open and willing to learn from each other. So I encourage all of us, trainees and public officers alike, to fully embrace this process. And let us be intentional about pouring into one another during this time. Through this initiative by the Office of the Chief Secretary, young Tobagonians are being given an incredible opportunity. Over the next 2 months, you will gain practical experience, and I cannot overstate how important that is, especially when such opportunities are becoming increasingly difficult for young people. Therefore, endeavors such as these play a critical role.
Through the Office of the Chief Secretary Vacation Employment Program, young people are getting a head start into the world of work. They're gaining hands-on experience, developing valuable workplace skills, building confidence, and discovering what it means to be a part of a professional team.
I learned it through a school group chat where the group chat basically aims in exposing students to things that they can better their skill sets and gain new experiences. And well, in this program, I just hope to gain new experiences and a wider skill set and skill range.
The reason why I applied for this internship is because I enjoy gaining new experiences, learning new things, and strengthening the existing skills that I possess at the moment. And I pay particular attention to detail, and I ensure that while working that everything is done how it needs to be done. I hope to gain new experiences and leave here not leaving as the same person, but coming out as a new, like an evolved version of myself, equipped for whatever challenges may come my way in different work experiences here on Fort.
I heard about this program through our principal at Signal Hill Secondary School, where she sent it in a group chat that we have that focuses on pushing students to further their education. From this internship, I hope to just gain skills on, well, how to operate in the workplace, especially as I'm going to finish my tenure at Signal Hill Secondary School and I'm going to be going into the world of work. So I hope that this opportunity grants me the skills that are necessary to excel in the workplace here.
So while this may not be anything like summer camp, vacation Bible school, or youth community activities, rest assured the future of Tobago is being shaped one young person, one opportunity, one experience at a time.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly. You're viewing Tobago Updates Television, your exclusive gateway to Tobago, broadcasting the beauty of this island paradise to the world.
data rise. The energy fill the skies. I say thanks a favor to wake up and hear me neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power, we are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are rivers, we are melanated ones. We special and there is no denying. Tobago is number one. I am you and you are me. Together we're stronger. Good morning, Tobago. Good morning, Tobago. Good morning, Tobago.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Ladies and gentlemen, you know whenever you see me sitting here, it's because we're about to have those conversations that you want to have while I ask those questions that you want asked. But before we get into this morning's interesting topics and conversation on this rainy morning in Tobago, ladies and gentlemen, let's have our news in 90 seconds. Ainsley King has been re-elected TUCO president after securing 241 votes in Sunday's election, defeating Kurt Allen's 125 votes and Keisha Duncan Charles's 11 votes. The election proceeded after High Court Judge Frank C. Prasad dismissed a last-minute legal bid by Allen to halt the poll over alleged irregularities. Following his victory, King thanked members and called for unity moving forward. Additionally, frustrated residents of Orange Hill are voicing their outrage over severely neglected roadway. Community members explained that the campaign promises to repair the road initially saw equipment arrival and work beginning. However, the machinery was abruptly removed without explanation, leaving loose materials scattered along the roadway. With rainy season advancing, residents are warning that the temporary materials are washing away and wasting public resources, demanding immediate answers from authorities. And finally, Tobagonian pageantry standout Shanique Maslin has been crowned Miss Teen Universe Trinidad and Tobago 2026. The coronation event was held at La Vida Hotel, Sherburne Road in Tobago. Maslin, a former Scarborough Secondary School student, has enjoyed a rapid rise in local pageantry, previously making history as the youngest first runner-up at the Miss World Trinidad and Tobago 2025 competition. Her latest national title has sparked widespread celebration across her home communities in Canby and Mount Pleasant. And that was 90 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, we take a quick break right here, and we'll be back with much more conversations after this. See you soon.
A brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning that arise.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
Coming up, Barbados kicks off festival season with Crop Over, where you can live like a local. Moments of discovery and joy during Culinary Month in Antigua and Barbuda. Find that hero within you. As these women of vision share their stories of success, Caribbean Passport TV, your guide to what's happening in the region, here on this station.
Tobago, are you ready to celebrate culture, color, and creativity? Then make Heritage Haven books and things your first stop this Heritage Festival. Step into a world of vibrant African wear, handcrafted accessories, unique gifts, local authors, and inspiring books for every age. Whether you're dressing for the festivities or searching for something special, Heritage Haven has something just for you. Heritage Haven books and things where culture comes alive. Visit us today at the Scarborough Esplanade and discover treasures. Celebrate culture where read it, live it.
From the reef to the road.
From the reef to the road.
From the reef to the road. Tobago calling. Sweet vibes, sweet wine, everybody falling. We bring the culture straight to you. Tobago updates, we keeping it true.
Oh gosh, Tobago updates. On the screen, there we go. You're home for October, carnival show. From the big stage shine to the rainbow line. We bring Tobago to the world in real time.
Tobago updates. Tobago updates. Carnival 2026. We said the pace. Wave your flag. Anywhere you're there. Anywhere. Island love streaming all around you. Big long on to the rhythm start.
Tobago updates. Caribbean art. Caribbean art.
And I have never, ever tried anything from the dirt oven. Let's go to the backyard dirt oven on a Thursday. Talk about authentic. On entry, I felt at home. I felt like I was going to visit my loving grandmother on a weekend. The kind of weekend where she showers you with love, stories, and food. This place is a home away from home. And just like I would do at home, I pop the question, what you had to eat day? And boom, coconut drops. Boom, bread. Boom, garlic bread, boom, hops, boom, coconut tart, boom, jam tart, and boom, something they call nuts. And just like that, Mistress Baker was ready to pop them in the oven. And don't worry, she had some help. And while we was waiting, I said, let we hear from Mistress Baker herself.
Well, we've been operating for a couple of years now. We started, this was a COVID project. We operate strictly on Tuesdays only. You don't keep stock, we only sell on Tuesdays.
Such a sweet lady. Hey, Olia, it's ready. When last you see a nice golden brown bread, sir? Backyard bakery for the win. Olia, a GT, a finely gammy oven bread with a little extra goodies on the side. You might be asking, where they're located? They are located on Bukuru, right on Nightingale Avenue, right before Racetrack Wheels if you're coming from town. Just look for the green hedge. You can't miss it. Pause. Check out the menu they one time. Honestly guys, this is an experience I will never forget. It's a home away from home, a place filled with love, life, and most importantly, good bread.
As small Caribbean islands, we do need to remember that we can't do it individually. The Caribbean needs to work as a whole. From something as simple as pool procurement of medicine or pool procurement of equipment, to sharing training, to having centers of excellence in different islands. Working together as one, we can become giants.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Nice.
If I have to call a supervisor one more time to sign off on a customer because their financials are in a mess, I will scream.
Don't scream in a bank. That have lockup in it.
It's either they're not registered properly, or you know what? We could just forget about annual returns, right?
Compliance is a bad word to most of them. All your compliance out of here. But let me eat.
What is wrong with Trinbagonians? I mean, it has so much help they could get out there.
Well, you know, Trinis, we don't like to spend we money.
But you know what? Be comfortable with losing we money. That make it any financial
What people should do is call Anderson in Trinidad and Tobago.
Wait, what? Anderson in Trinidad and Tobago?
Anderson in Trinidad and Tobago Tax and Accounting Services. Yeah, they offer helping from registering your business to filing your tax. My lunch is over.
Wait, tell me more.
No, go and scream in the bank. You go and scream in the bank.
No, Antoine, don't get one sooner.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence and the service reigns supreme. Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces. At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style. Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business. Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships, it's about you. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. Rooted in connection, driven by community. It's who we are and the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people, and its progress. And today, we're going even further. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning we would be chatting with Kyle Saunders and Shanique Maslin, but as we wait on them this morning, we are talking about Tobago's representation at international pageants and the type of support that's needed. This morning, we're calling on you or anyone that you know, your organization, if you are interested in helping our contestant, Miss Shanique Maslin, we are encouraging you to reach out to their organization, Kyle Public Relations Consultancy, and the national franchise holder for Trinidad and Tobago's Miss Teen Universe. Now, we have had a number of young queens passing through Tobago and not having the type of support that's needed to have that level of international quality performance and showcase that's needed. Now, we have always had a culture in Trinidad and Tobago where there's a lack of support along the journey, but yet when our queens perform at their best and get that international recognition, it is only after that we find persons coming out and giving that level of support and push that's needed. This morning, we're calling on you to be able to put whatever resources you have available at your disposal, whether that be through marketing, using your platforms, whether that be through offering any type of service that may be beneficial to Miss Maslin. We are asking for your assistance, your help to get on board. This is a community effort that requires all of Tobago to really be able to do what we can to support the young Shanique Maslin as she goes off to represent Trinidad and Tobago, and specifically the beautiful island of Tobago globally. A lot of persons may not understand the value of pageantry and where that comes from and how it can be beneficial, but we know that that plays an integral part in Tobago's overall brand awareness being raised globally. And when we have young, impressive Tobagonians that are going throughout the world and making a mark, it says a lot for us, and it also helps to boost our tourism and just boost Tobago's brand overall. And so this morning we're making a clarion call to all of Tobago to get on board with the young Shanique Maslin. This morning we hope to hear from them very soon about the type of representation that she plans to bring for Tobago at this 2026 Teen Universe pageant. And ladies and gentlemen, again, I'm stating whatever business that you have, whatever areas that you think that you may be able to contribute, whether it's because you have a family member that owns a store who may be able to sponsor or lend her a couple outfits as she goes on this journey, whether it's a hairstylist that you know that may be available to be a part of her team, whether it's by offering a couple of hair extensions that would make the journey a bit easier for her, whether you want to sponsor her makeup, whatever it is, the organization is completely and totally open to receiving any type of support that they can from you. All right, and so again, we're making that call, and we want to encourage other young women in Tobago to also be a part of pageantry. We're making that call for them to put themselves out there and for us as Tobagonians to continue to support their rise. We can no longer wait until our young persons, whether it be in sport, pageantry, or whatever field it is, we can no longer wait until they have fully succeeded to then jump on board on the bandwagon, as we call it, to then give our support. This morning, we're calling on you to be a part of that. Again, that's the Teen Universe pageant that's happening 2026, and we'll talk to here on Tobago Updates very, very soon. Now, we're seeing a number of things that are happening, and we want to highlight a few of those things this morning. We know that the gentleman that was accused of the murder of Nisha Nisha Roberts of Mount St. George, we know that he was held and charges have been laid against him. We're going to have those conversations throughout the week about women's safety, domestic violence, and a number of other topics surrounding this particular situation. This community continues to be in mourning, and a number of questions have continued to be asked. Now, if you look on social media, you hear persons talking about the character of Miss Roberts, and just seeing her, the Chief Secretary himself would have spoke about interactions with her at church, being a Seventh-day Adventist, a member of that church, and introducing him to the young man at one point in time. And it begs the question, who can be targeted by these type of violent acts? There's literally no persona, there's no type of individual. It's literally any woman who finds herself in a risky position with a man, a stranger, someone who you may have thought to be a lover, a friend. And we're going to have those conversations about the role that the community plays. If you see something, you say something, and sometimes you hear persons saying there were literally no signs. These persons would have appeared to be the perfect couple, and we would have been extremely happy to see this person finally finding their person. What do we do when a person who no one would ever think could harm a fly is the victim of such a gruesome domestic violence attack? Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break right here, and we'll be back with much more conversations after this. See you soon.
To a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks a favor to wake up and hear my neighbor. 60,000 people strong.
Coming up, Barbados kicks off festival season with Crop Over, where you can live like a local. Moments of discovery and joy during Culinary Month in Antigua and Barbuda. Find that hero within you. As these women of vision share their stories of success, Caribbean Passport TV, your guide to what's happening in the region, here on this station.
As small Caribbean islands, we do need to remember that we can't do it individually. The Caribbean needs to work as a whole. From something as simple as pool procurement of medicine or pool procurement of equipment, to sharing training, to having centers of excellence in different islands. Working together as one, we can become giants.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Tobago, are you ready to celebrate culture, color, and creativity? Then make Heritage Haven books and things your first stop this Heritage Festival. Step into a world of vibrant African wear, handcrafted accessories, unique gifts, local authors, and inspiring books for every age. Whether you're dressing for the festivities or searching for something special, Heritage Haven has something just for you. Heritage Haven books and things where culture comes alive. Visit us today at the Scarborough Esplanade and discover treasures. Celebrate culture where read it, live it.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So, even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
From the reef to the road.
From the reef to the road.
From the reef to the road. Tobago calling. Sweet vibes, sweet wine, everybody falling. We bring the culture straight to you. Tobago updates, we keeping it true.
Oh gosh. Tobago
I have never ever tried anything from the dirt oven. Let's go to the backyard dirt oven on a Thursday and talk about authentic. On entry, I felt at home. I felt like I was going to visit my loving grandmother on a weekend. The kind of weekend where she showers you with love, stories, and food. This place is a home away from home. And just like I would do at home, I pop the question, what you had to eat day? And boom, coconut drops. Boom, bread. Boom, garlic bread, boom, hops, boom, coconut tart, boom, jam tart, and boom, something they call nuts. And just like that, Mistress Baker was ready to pop them in the oven. And don't worry, she had some help. And while we was waiting, I said, let me hear from Mistress Baker herself.
Well, we've been operating for a couple of years now. We started, this was a COVID project. We operate strictly on Tuesdays only. You don't keep stock, we only sell on Tuesday.
Such a sweet lady. Hey, Olia, it's ready. When last you see a nice golden brown bread, sir? Backyard bakery for the win. Olia, a GT. I finally get me the oven bread with a little extra goodies on the side. You might be asking, where they're located? They are located on Bukuru, right on Nightingale Avenue, right before Racetrack Wheels if you're coming from town. Just look for the green hedge. You can't miss it. Pause. Check out the menu day one time. Honestly, guys, this is an experience I will never forget. It's a home away from home, a place filled with love, life, and most importantly, good bread.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear me neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power, we are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are rivers, we are melanated ones.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning we expected to have Mr. Kyle Saunders and Shanique Maslin, who are the representatives. Well, the young lady is the representative for Tobago in the Miss Teen Universe pageant that's happening this year, and Mr. Kyle Saunders, the managing director for Kyle Public Relations Consultancy. Unfortunately, they have not made it to our interview this morning, and so we have to cancel that. Now, we hope that moving forward at the competition level that this does not translate into how they show up internationally. We know that these level of pageants do require a high level of discipline, and we hope that that is evident in their performance in these competitions. So unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we round off our conversation this morning. I want to thank you for your likes, your shares, and your comments, and all that you have done and continue to do to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster here on Tobago Updates. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I always encourage you to have a productive day.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand